Hello and welcome to Season AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. You're watching Season AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. We are talking about the sad case of Mohbad. There's a lot of revelation coming out about different things and different people and different instances and things and the way in which he died. I personally would like to see, and I'm hearing that his body is going to be exhumed. They'll be carrying out some postmortem on him, and he should be given a proper befitting burial as a star that he is. He was on the cusp of greatness. He's already great. A star that actually made it with two or three other songs despite being sidelined by his own management, if you like. So he must be buried properly, given proper burial, and allowed, and his fans be allowed to actually grieve him and remember him in the way they want to see him. What was done, this horrid burial, is trying to hide something. So the police must, and I've seen that San Femi Falano has indeed gone about and said, look, you need to, we are calling for an autopsy by the coroner to exhume the body and all of that. So it's going to be a difficult process for the family. Now, in a society within the UK here, there are liaison officers within the police that actually manage this kind of thing, and they will actually go through a process to help the parents who are grieving, because to exhume the body again, it's like you're opening their wound, and they need to be really helped through this process. Of course, this is not something that's available within the kind of a force where there is no real standard procedure for managing things, in general, let alone the death of somebody. And it always seems to be that the police will only kick into action after the death of somebody. They could be more proactive. And the reason why we're saying this, these are all symptoms of bad governance that has been long in making. The entire system in Nigeria has failed. And the more you see killings and suspicious deaths like this in a society, it points to the fact that the structures that you have, the civilian structures that you have, or the political structures, or the governing structures, is failing the people on a massive scale. And this, sadly, the death of Mohbad has really shone a light on the real fault lines, the weaknesses in our system of governance. It has. And we are going to call on the police to really make sure that they take on this task. And going forward, there are many things. When you do not have a staff that is catered for, that is ensured that there is no opportunity for anybody to influence them in any way or the other, because they're well paid, their uniforms are, provided, they don't, all of those things that needs to be in place. And of course, by extension, the entire society is facing difficulties. It is really important that unless we address those fundamentals, which I talked about, roads, light, water, school, bridges, healthcare, safety, security, and so on and so forth, there will be people within the society that are trying to survive by any means necessary, including in the police force. So you can see the manipulation and uh, uh, um, the political, leaders know this, and they are playing on that, because those who, from what we are gathering, those who are close to those who are running that team seem to have political connections. Let's just say, and that affords them this immunity from prosecution, if you like. And that is why the police, and the police, they, by inference of being immune from prosecution, then the police will look the other way when these guys do certain things, and they, oh, we're trying to. So the police really, the spotlight is on them here. Like K Solo said, this case is a watershed moment. So I think it is time that we really address this. But let us listen to the police in Lagos State. It seems as though the governor has swung into action and authorized the police to actually go forward and actually prosecute this case. You know, let us hope that it is transparent and it is really going to shine a light on this tragic death of a 27-year-old. Could easily be mine. You know, you know, I'm a father, and that age, you know, it resonates. I've got children in that age group, if you like, and yeah, it's terrible. It's really sad. May so rest in peace. I mean, the dad, from the pictures I might show you later on, the way and the manner in which the management team was saying, oh, you know, it's almost like I'm that video I'm going to show you later. So that throws another spin on things. I want you to be a judge of that yourself. But let's listen to this initial statement by the police, who have now said they're going to launch an inquiry, or inquest or investigation, special investigation into Mohbad's death. Here we go.
In order to ensure that the investigative goals are achieved. So at this moment, I wish to appeal that much as social media could be helpful, we should now refocus any pieces of evidence that could assist us. We should redirect to the investigation team instead of reducing it to the social media frenzy. It will not help at this moment. The grieving family needs succor. They need space. They need sympathy to mourn. They need to respect their space at this time. The best I think we can do for them is to now work with the police, work with the family in order to assist us to get justice in this case. The team they've been charged to hit the ground running immediately. And as soon as this inauguration is concluded, their tasks have been set out. And you will start seeing progress from today. So on this note, I thank you, and of course I will keep relying on you as a very strategic partners in supporting us in this our very complex and challenging task. Thank you.
So, thank you very much for proceeding downstairs. We are not allowing any interview for the family members. Yes, not today.
Live feeds there from a briefing by the Lagos State Police Command.
So we'll stay with this for a while and let's see.
Thomas Oladimeji Alova, popularly known as Mohbad. He died on Tuesday, and Mohbad was formally signed to Naira Marley's Malian Music. There have been a lot of controversy following the passing of the singer, rapper, and songwriter. And just as we've heard the Commissioner of Police, Idowu Owonwa, mentioned there, a team will be inaugurated today, and they're expected to hit the ground running in unraveling the mystery surrounding the death of Mohbad.
That is his dad there, the grieving dad. There's a lot of comments about him and his actions, and I think we need to really not be rushed to judge him. There is a video that I'm about to show you. The manner in which the management spoke to his dad in that video is very revealing. And that's why I'd say to those who are very quick to judge him, I think we need to look at that side. And like I said, when you have an industry where the politics is influencing it and the politics are using those people or the management to actually put out a narrative and therefore control things, it stands to reason that those with those political connections will believe that they're invincible. And I think it's up to the police and the entire system to make sure that people will ensure that no one is above the law. And these are ramifications. This has so many ramifications because our governance as a structure is really flawed because of this, connection business. And I think this case is an opportunity to wipe the slate clean, to make sure that real those committed crimes, they face they face the consequences of those crimes, and the full weight of the law is allowed to prosecute them on that basis. And that can be a foundation for rebuilding our broken democracy. I know people will not like to hear that, but there is a lot of interconnection with what has happened to Mohbad and the wider society, in my opinion. But let's listen on a bit more.
And he believes that would actually begin to see progress from today as investigations continue. He's also appealed to members of the public when they are able to lay their hands on pieces of information, on evidence, rather than take it to social media to report it to security agencies. And right beside the CP,
we want to undertake a fair and open investigation.
Okay.
And we don't want to isolate specific characters. All facts, including videos, including personalities that have been mentioned, including those not even mentioned, but we do know from our homicide investigation experience, could be vital to get into the root. So I don't want to reduce it to a specific name at this moment. Let's proceed with the investigation, and as we have needs to identify individuals, which could be wider, we will pick on whoever we believe from investigation is linked, and we will encourage such a person or bring such a person within the dictates of the law to come and clarify their level of involvement. Whoever, wherever you are in this world, do not forget, we have a unique assets in Interpol. So when I don't for now want to limit and start mentioning specific individuals. Everybody linked to it will be identified.
It's interesting. Everybody. So they've cast their net wide now. Well,
before now,
well.
insinuations that probably the family are being threatened to volunteer information. So we just want to know how secure or what protection do you have for the family and those who are coming to volunteer information. Okay, so that is why I encourage that we should be careful with the deployment of social media. You see, if the family cannot, there's absolutely no basis to threaten a grieving family. They are here. I've interacted with them. They have indicated their commitment to getting to the root. We've actually received preliminary briefings from them. So we want to appeal to the social media activists to please give the police the space to do what we know best, and that is to investigate. And we will investigate and ensure that our investigation is in line with established homicide protocol, and we'll get justice.
Okay, sir. Forensic analysis and investigation is very vital in this nature. What is the level? I wouldn't know the workability of the forensic department and the state criminal investigation department.
The Nigeria police have a very unique forensic capability, and it will be brought to play here. Don't be in doubt about
that. I want to believe what has been said there, the capabilities, but we have to understand that unfortunately, when it comes to track records, it's not the best of records in terms of procedures, in terms of how evidence is not protected, and so on and so forth. But we want to believe that this is a new chapter. Let us see if their actions matches those fine words. That's what I'd like to say on that. But let's go forward.
I would like to ask, I know you said you have a conversation with the family, and we'd like to know why the rush, because that's the basic thing.
Yeah.
Why the rush, since police is going to step in, or they're going to bring the case to the police, to step into the case, why the rush to preparing Mohbad in the first place?
Investigation will establish that.
So investigation will establish that. So I presume that might mean the thing about exhuming his body, which is going to be difficult. I do hope the police have got specialist liaison officers in terms of managing the psychological and mental health of the family, because they're going through a trauma that none of us in our African tradition will wish on anybody. We don't want to bury our own children. They are supposed to bury us. So, in many instances, I think we need a very holistic approach to everything that's been done. The respect for the dignity of our human, of ourselves as Africans, and respect for ourselves individually and collectively, and by inference our society, how we do things to actually make sure that we honor each other. It's so important, but all of that is lost in this thing of, oh, the law says this, I'm doing this, and not really. I just hope that they do not sweep aside that and not manage that process with the family. There needs to be some psychologists with the family, because if you're going to exhume that body, that's opening a wound again. I mean, it's not easy. But why was the rush to bury him? Why? It's terrible. And I suggest again, I really say that there should be, once they do the autopsy and everything, the proper burial with the with his fans, massive fans, being allowed to grieve properly, and he must be put in his grave area. Mustn't be a small thing. It must be well thought after and befitting of his talent, of his massive fame. I mean, I listened to one or two of his songs, quite a few, and it's powerful. And his wordplay and his the way he the lyrics and everything else, all of it is in there, and it's such a waste. Whoever took his life must be caught. Must be caught.
Talk to, I can't know, we can hear your voice. Okay, if you talk on social media, my question is, your special team, are they also going to explore those videos that are all over social media? Is it going to form part of the investigation?
I can confirm to you that even now, all those videos so far posted have been compiled and are being technically examined, and they will form part of the basis of our inquisition. So they are vital, and we'll definitely look into them.
So, yesterday, the Abuja volunteer, she did a video that she's ready to work with the police in which way they are work with. Is the police department ready to work with the likes of the Abuja and every other concerned Nigerian as regards to the
We are ready to work with any well-meaning Nigerian who is a witness, who has vital pieces of information that will assist us. Any Nigerian.
Thank you very much, sir. So we'll proceed downstairs for our breaking news.
So anyway, we're going to leave that there. I think I want to leave it to I'm just looking at his dad, and that is a lot has been said about the family and everything else. And unless you're really going through that and the society that we're living in, one should not blame them at this point. We should not. Let's give them space. Whatever, however, we're not in there. And the reason why I'm saying that is I'm going to show you this clip here. There's a clip I saw. Listen to this clip. Now, I want to just show you a bit more. I'm going to replay that section. And that is, you will hear the voice of one of the label is signed. I'm not going to mention name. Well, the label that is supposedly signed to, who was managing his affairs. And the way, you see, I think we need to address that. That, for me, raises concerns. It just, it raises concerns when you hear the comments made by the label, about what he's going through and everything else. You're supposed to manage. You're supposed to manage your star, not, it shouldn't be put in that situation where there are issues that is not helping him. You should be looking out. They should have a team of people doing this. So listen to this now. So the reason I'm doing this is because I want us not to judge the dad, because the way the dad is standing, don't forget the dad is an older man, and the executive, definitely younger, is sitting down, and the way in which the dad is being spoken to about his child, doesn't show respect. I mean, the whole thing looks, there's something that's not right. But let us, listen.
àtúngbè mi ò tún wá mọ kankan pé bí ó ń perform ó tún gbàgbé lyrics ó ń gbàgbé phone password nǹkan mọ account details rẹ̀ ó wà lórí títì ó wà lórí phone gbàtí ò mọ password yẹn tó bá tí a máa block ọmọ wá pẹ̀ tó bá lè rí fóònù yẹn lórí tó ń sọ pé ńgbà tó wà lórí títì tó ń yan èèyàn tó ń sáré tẹ̀lé wọn wà.
You see, the way he spoke, the way that the so-called executive spoke, and that's him there. Sorry to say that. Wasn't planning to show that, but that's the young man there. It's terrible. It's really sad that, a great talent is just been laid to waste. I'm really, it's really troubling and sad to see that. And of course, that's the police chief there. Let me just make that easier for you to follow. I'm just going to try and, so that's the police chief there, So the reason I'm saying this, really, I'm not going to stay too much longer on it. So there's an inquest or something. There's going to probably be exhuming his body, which would be a good thing, I think. In the circumstances, I think it would be a good thing for that to happen, and investigate properly. And let me just do one more thing there. I want to see the face of his dad as well. So for me, I think the whole thing needs proper investigation, and going forward, the industry needs a complete overhaul. This idea to have cults and everything else, and apparently I'm seeing some more videos and that there are lots of cults and things, and it's not regulated or monitored. Those cults can get out of hand, such as you've seen now. They take lives and everything, and because they have political connections, they get away with it. That's the real issue here. With this case of Mohbad, must be a watershed moment, that the system will now galvanize itself, work together, and ensure that there is a visible and clear demonstration that the rule of law applies. No one is above the law. If you break the law, you do the time, or worse. It's really important. I don't know how you see it. So from the press release, you can see. So for me, the only thing I would say is, let's not rush to judge the dad. That video where the dad is is being told, this is what your son is doing, and they signed. When you sign, when you sign somebody to your label, it's not just signing. You are promising to take care of that star. What I saw in the video just now is not taken care of. Let me show you what I mean. What I saw, what I saw there is the dad being told to explain to the executive boss, to try and, he's trying to defend his son. Whereas that executive boss should be, that is their talent that that they're trying to, promote. They should be, oh yes, and working with, and I'm not even allowing him to be in this situation. And I don't know. What are your thoughts? So please let us not rush to judge the parents. I would urge us all, let's not rush to judge the parents of Mohbad. The circumstances in which those who are running his career, there are question marks about those who manage his career, and we should not rush to judge his parents. But we are pleased, of course, that the police now are not going to investigate properly. We hope also to exhume the body, and a proper burial must be put in place, and the fans of Mohbad must be allowed to grieve properly, and most importantly, the family, of course, in the middle of this, the family, but then with the family being allowed to see the fans grieving for their son, it will in some way help, and proper burial, because the way he was horribly buried it's just no that is, they just disrespected him totally, and this is what I'm talking about, dignity. So Anyway, we'll talk more about that. But what are your thoughts? You're watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. We'll be back later on. Thank you for watching. Please, of course, go ahead, subscribe to Citizen AY, hit the notification button, and of course, give us a thumbs up. Help us with more people. We really appreciate your support. So, yeah, there you go. So, please subscribe, hit the notification button, and of course, give us a thumbs up. Thank you for watching. You've been watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. Citizen AY proper will be back in a couple of days because I've been there's been a strike against me by Facebook and YouTube. But what we're trying to do is we'll be back. We're back using the backup channel, Citizen Neighbor backup channel. So when you see that, please go ahead and subscribe to that as well. And we urge you also to help us grow the platform. Please give us stars. Help us with the stars. Help us with super chats. Help us with subscribing. Because the work we're doing, the studio that we're running, it costs money, the electricity, and what we'll be doing on Citizen AY and all the Duati Rejoice. When anybody will bring on now, everything has a cost to it, and we need to make sure that we mitigate for that in terms of what we're doing. So we're happy to have you on our platform, but there is a fee that we have to pay for things, and we welcome super chats. We welcome stars. We welcome subscribing. So all of that will help us to be able to continue to bring you quality programs and discussions such as we're having right now on Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power, and of course on Oduduwa TV Radio. But in the meantime, what's left for me to say is to say thank you very much for watching. You've been watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. And also, please, that song you're hearing about in the background, How Long Will I Go to Suffer? It's a song that is on Spotify, on iTunes. Please go ahead and download it on iTunes and Spotify, and help us. That is another way of helping Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. I really appreciate your support. Thank you for watching. You've been watching Citizen AY, the platform where we speak truth to power. May the soul of Mohbad rest in peace. And of course, we continue to say free Tanya Long. Thank you and bye for now.